Founders Live is the global venue for modern entrepreneurs, especially during these very challenging times. The direct impact of COVID-19 is currently being felt around the world, and it could get worse before it gets better. We are here to help you through these challenging times by connecting you to the people, information, and resources meant to move you forward as you start your next project.
We see an opportunity to bring the resources and capital and connections to the people that need it and the people that can use it, no matter where they live in the world. My honest opinion is, no matter what the economic climate is in the world, Founders Live can be important. In the good times, when it's booming, we're here to help grow companies and have them access capital that's flowing around the world and really be a fun, great event and global platform that powers entrepreneurship. In the tough times, we actually think we can be the answer, given the fact that if people are actually getting laid off and unemployment starts rising, well, the choice to start their own business is front and center, and Founders Live is right there to help them grow. I believe the secret sauce of Founders Live lies in the combination of these three words: inspiration, education, and entertainment. Inspiration is rooted in the energy and the passion that every single attendee has. The education is the information that we're bringing to people that they otherwise couldn't find. Founders Live Online helps solve entrepreneurs' daily challenges. If you have a question that you're just wondering, like, I don't know what to do here, you simply need to just type it into Founders Live and someone else will answer it right there for you. And the entertainment is the fun. We believe business should be fun, we believe it should be casual, and we believe it should be inspirational. Founders Live is the perfect place for you to connect with other entrepreneurs and to be inspired.
Hello. Welcome to Founders Live Boston. I'm so excited to be here. I am Nick Hughes. I'm the founder and CEO of Founders Live, and I am your special guest host tonight. So excited to be able to bring this group together. We're going to have a good time tonight. It's going to be a little different of a Founders Live Boston, and we're going to cover some of these topics over the course of this show. And I'm so excited to have you here. Hey, just like we normally do, where are you joining us from? Feel free to share in the comments where you're joining us from, and post in there, say hi. Look, we've already got some, hey, Sola, how are you? Hi, how are you doing? We are getting started here. So for everyone in the watching and in the audience, feel free to share in your comments, say hi. This is where we're able to be a community and be a part of this. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. We're gonna take some time here tonight, and we're not only going to kind of get a little state of Massachusetts and Boston, but we're also going to hear we're going to see some previous some startups previously, and we're going to do some trivia around this to be able to engage and help you have some fun here. We're going to do a little trivia and then answer some questions, and then hear from some previous posted startups. We got Phil Conway there. How are you doing? Good to see you. North Shore there. Thank you so much. Please, everyone, if you're watching, just share, say hi. Feel free to do that. Again, I'm Nick Hughes. You might have heard from me before, but here to really run this awesome event, there in Boston, and we're going to cover some topics here that are important for the future of Boston, and so excited here. But as Founders Live is powering the pulse of entrepreneurship around the world. And, we're going to cover some stuff tonight. I'm going to go through a little bit of information. If you're new here, cover some stuff for you to maybe understand Founders Live a little more. We're going to have some conversation. But we encourage you to share this link out, maybe share it with your network. Feel free to post it on other social platforms. Let's get this room rocking here and tonight. Really, this is a startup celebration, and we're going to have some conversation We're going to do a bit of a different twist on our pitch competition, but still highlighting startups from Boston and the Massachusetts area. And then we're going to open up a room to if anyone wants to hang out and chat and do a little bit more networking. We'll do that at the end. So, our agenda tonight is going through a bit of an introduction, and then we're going to have a bit of a talk and a discussion on how you can help us save Founders Live Boston. I know it's a bit dramatic, so it's not that big of a deal, but we're going to need your help here, and we're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to do some Founders Live Boston trivia. It's going to be fun. You all know the drill with the trivia, and then we're going to have a little bit of a happy hour hangout. We'll have a room there that we can, if you want to get on camera and chat a little bit, I'll stay in that room for a while and all that. And then I have actually at some point, we'll have a guest joining us, one of our team members, Luis. He's taking care of some stuff, but just going to jump in here and a little later, hopefully join us for the trivia as well. So hopefully that is exciting for you. Again, after the pitches, there will be we're going to open up a link. It's a Kumo space. I don't know if you're familiar with Kumo space, but I will share that in the chat here. Kumo space right there. That is a link that is going to go to a networking spot that will hang out afterwards if you want. Just highlighting some people here. Hey, look at that. We've got Roman saying hi there. Solomon shouting out there. Hey, CIC. Yes, cannot wait to have it back. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes. Mateo there, awesome. Look at that. This is great. We got Caitlin. We got some Boston group here. Hey, so we're just gonna hang out. It's a bit of gathering around the campfire, which we'll touch on in a second. But thank you all so much for being here. We're starting 2022 and really getting out of the gate here. Unfortunately, of course, we couldn't gather in person. We're still dealing with this pandemic, and we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. So Founders Live, a bit of an introduction here. We connect people with knowledge, resources, and a global exposure for them to be successful. We have a global and local community with our global social network and our community that is tremendously strong now. Obviously Boston, but in many other cities around the world. And then we have our local events that take place. We are really working as we build out this modern page for the modern entrepreneur with a number of different resources and activities and connections for you all entrepreneurs. We also have our events. This as obviously doing a little bit different this month, but we have entertainment. We have the pitch competition that traditionally has been done either in person or virtual. And then we have the social happy hour where you connect with other people. What started in Seattle in 2014 is really continually spreading and expanding around the world. So we're not just in Boston. Founders Live is in a growing number of cities around the world. We've expanded to roughly 85 cities in 26 countries. Amazingly, it started in Seattle. I can actually remember the very first event. It was March 29th of 2014. And we have now expanded to all those blue dots and further around the world, 100,000 more and plus people, a lot of great events, and we're really excited about it. If you are watching and you're not in Boston, and you're thinking, hey, would love to have this Founders Live event in our city, reach out to us, expand.founderslive.com. Type that in. You're going to come to a form that just really asks you a few questions, and that comes internal. We reach out and we would book the time to connect and see if it's a good fit. Before we really get into the things that we're going to go through today, we want to always want to highlight our core values that are tremendously important for Founders Live. The very first one is respectful authenticity. What does that mean? It means not only you being your authentic self, but respecting others in their authentic self. And really the underlying aspect of this is really what we call entrepreneurial quality, which means anyone, no matter where they are in the world, how they identify, what they look like, what language they speak, everything about that, they deserve entrepreneurial opportunities for success. And that's what we do here with Founders Live, not just in Boston, but around the world. But when we talk about Boston, we make sure that we're respectfully authentic. Thank you. And that's first and foremost. The second one is what we talk about, gather around the campfire. You know, we are all storytellers. And through Founders Live, we highlight people that have visions of the future. They want to build a great future. And so, just as our ancestors gathered around a campfire in community, entertaining and telling stories, we do that figuratively here. We do that in a way that is exciting, and we love to gather on the campfire and tell stories. Also, open the door. So, we ask that you do great things for people without expecting a return. What does that mean? Make introductions, help each other, do great things for people. The reason why is it not only is the thing to do and it's helpful, but it also comes back to you in 10 times, trust me. So we ask that you open the door and do great things for people. Um, Business equals fun. So, this is the fun one where we just believe that business can both be fun and productive, and we ask that you just have more fun and don't be awkward. And lastly, this is the new one. So we're excited to announce that we're placing in, and this is important, by putting in a core value, it means that it's a very, very important thing in Founders Live, and we have now placed in our fifth core value of climate consciousness. And we commit to being a leader in operating our global business in a climate conscious manner, including measuring and lessening our footprint where we can. We also encourage you all to think about that and consider your impact on the climate as well. We're in a very precarious situation, and it takes all of us to start making some changes to improve where we live. We hope that that's something that you take into consideration. We want to remind you to share this out to your community and, like this video for us. Share this out, bring in more people. Feel free to do that. We appreciate that if you can. All right, so I want to get to really the point of at least part of the first part of this event. So this is Founders Live Boston. When we run events, it requires us to have leadership in each city to run the event. Of course, maybe you haven't even seen me before, but you might be familiar with our previous city leaders, and Andy Lyons and Andy Jocks, but actually we call him AJ. So AJ and Andy, we thank them tremendously for their work in leading Founders Live. They actually, they launched Founders Live Boston, and they held this position. And you all know this. They led such an amazing experience for Founders Live in Boston for 3 full years. And I cannot say enough great things about both of these individuals. They're the model leaders that we have had in our community, and we thank them so much for all their leadership and everything that they have done. And I'm just going to put thanks, Andy and AJ. We just thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. Love Andy and AJ. Look at that. It's so important. And, we just want to highlight them and just say, first of all, we celebrate their leadership, their effort, and their time with Founders Live. But we are here today because we have an open position for Founders Live City Leader. I am leading this tonight in the efforts to encourage you to think about it or share this out with your community, with the city of Boston. We are looking for a new city leader. If we don't identify at least someone that steps up for Founders Live in Boston as a city leader, we're not going to be able to continue. Especially as we get into in-person events. and we're going to need leadership. And Andy and AJ, they're still around, and they're willing to offer a bit of advice and help and just pointers. They're not going to be full involved with Founders Live. They're ready to pass the torch to the next leader. But we are looking for a city leader who want to be a part of this, be the lead. If you have been around Boston, in Founders Live for a while, that you've seen their example. And so I want to cover some of the benefits here. Look, I know that there's bullet points and it's small type. So I'm just going to read through a little of these. But what is involved with leading a Founders Live event in your city? Look, the benefits are, first and foremost, becoming associated with the center of the startup and entrepreneurial activity in your city. Both Andy and AJ can tell you that as they continue to lead Founders Live in Boston, I mean, look, if you're running in monthly events and you do that about 11 or 12 months out of the year, that's 60 startup founders that you connect with on a yearly basis just from organizing the event. But obviously, hundreds, if not thousands of people you're in front of. And so you really become a leader and you start making connections and partnerships with other people in companies and partners in the city. So increasing your exposure and your personal brand, tremendous connections, like I mentioned, polishing your public speaking skills, whether it's virtual like this or obviously in person as we get back into in-person events. Expanding the influence even outside of Boston, because as a city leader, you're a part of a group of individuals that are leading Founders Live around the world, and you can start to even navigate some other cities and lead. Growing leadership and management. And then really, there is an aspect of, if there's revenue generated, there is some revenue share for the city and for the city leader that we can talk about later. But point is that there is incredible benefits to lead Founders Live. The criteria, what we look for, if you're asking, hey, great, we'd love to kind of know a little bit more. We're looking for people that are, social and they're choosing to be in front of a group of people and want to lead. To invest, let's say, 20 hours a month, provide that energy and time as a volunteer. This is a volunteer position. All of our city leaders around the world really enjoy being a part of this organization. Has a great network, wants to build a bigger network, is comfortable, obviously, speaking in front of people. Really not looking for a job, but really wants to be a part of this and give back. And really, maybe find other opportunities, either to partner with another startup, start another company, or grow their existing company. So, that's really just the criteria. We've got a lot more information on this, obviously, but, we're looking for someone that wants to join almost 100 other leaders around the world in our city leader organization. So we need one person at least. And, hey, it might be an idea if you want to bring along a friend, or just like AJ and Andy, they co-led the Founders Live Boston experience. They did such a great job. Maybe that's a choice that you want to make as well with someone else. But we are looking for one. If you want to join the team and save Founders Live Boston, reach out to us. I'm going to drop in a link to the chat that leads to the more information here. That link could work. I'll do it again just in case. But that link leads to a form that anyone fills out. You can say, hey, this is the city, this is what I'm looking for. You can answer a few questions. Are you actually interested in being the city leader and those sort of things? And then we'll reach out and we'll have a discussion. And our goal here, everyone, is to make sure that Boston doesn't skip a beat. This is not necessarily about Founders Live. This is about the startups and entrepreneurs in your city that you can help change their life. The last thing I'm going to say, and I know that AJ and Andy would absolutely not only agree with this, but they would very much I'm going to highlight myself here, because I'm going to say this, that they will very much agree that being a city leader and running Founders Live, it is a tremendous opportunity. It's a tremendous experience because people's lives are changed. We're going to see some pitches tonight from companies and founders that have previously been a part of Founders Live Boston. And they will tell you that, look, maybe it was big experience, maybe it was a not as big experience, but their life changed because they went through this. And as a city leader, that's part of your experience is you have a direct impact, not just on the founders that pitch at every event, but the crowd, the audience, in your city. For instance, last year, AJ and Andy were recognized, with Founders Like Boston, as they won the award for in the city of Boston as the community organizer of the year and the community leaders of the year. They were voted by your city, maybe even you, and highlighted and celebrated as leaders in their city. And it's because of the energy and heart that they put into this. And it gives it back so much. So I just want to share with you that we are looking for a city leader. If you want to join, click that, fill it out, maybe share with your network. I'm going to drop another link in here that is a post. It's a post that describes some of the information that I just went through. And I just went through some of that information. That is a social media post that, or it's a blog post that reviews a bit more information on what we're looking for. You can share that out with your network right there. That's the link. It's in the chat there. Feel free to open it and check that out. But we are looking to add to the team. I would love if you're interested to reach out to us, and I will definitely be jumping on a call with you, and we appreciate that. So, with that being said, what we're going to do is we are going to enjoy some trivia time. All right. And the rules of the game here, and if you have attended and watched a Founders Live, especially for Founders Live Boston over the last year, or maybe 2 years, you will be familiar with the fact that AJ and Andy really love to hold a trivia experience within the Founders Lab Boston, and we're going to continue that, right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a series of 5 questions, and what we're looking for is the first correct answer uh, from you all that are watching, and you would answer here in the chat, just as we are highlighting people, you all that are watching, you're saying hi. You will simply answer in the chat, and the first accurate, correct answer, we are giving away a Founders Live Insider membership. And that's actually just hitting now. We are rolling out our new premium Founders Live memberships. We have both Insider and we have a professional level membership. These are premium, above and beyond memberships, subscriptions that offer additional content, experiences, access in our new digital community that we're rolling out as well. Higher treatment, awesome treatment at events that will happen in person. So this is a Founders Live Insider membership valued at $120 a year long, or 10 US dollars a month. You're getting it for free. You're getting that simply by answering one of these questions, or at least a question here. So we're going to give that away. We're excited about that. And first and foremost, we are going to have our very first question. All right. So again, when you try to answer this, I will give you a clue that is narrowed down into companies that have pitched at Founders Live Boston. So the first question in our trivia, this is, sorry. Again, we are giving away a Founders Live Insider membership for you, the winners, to first correct answer here. You, as the audience, participates, and you answer it in the chat. So, first question: what startup pitched and won the Founders Live Boston event in 2020? Was during the pandemic, yes, which helps teachers and students with digital storytelling. Okay, so they are a previous winner of Founders Live Boston. They are building a great new product. It's around, helping teachers and students with digital storytelling. That should be a clue of the name of the startup and the company. There is at least one word in the name of their startup, that probably is a clue in terms of, from teachers and students, what is associated with that, a word that might be associated with that. So we are sitting here. I want to help you out a little bit, but hey, if you're watching here, you have an idea of who this is. We're going to hear their pitch in a second after, if we can claim this right answer of the startup. They are led by it was a male founder. This was in 2020, and I believe it was, I don't have the date here, but, Lifebox, no, you're close. We actually have, Lifebox is not correct, but it is the correct first letter of that startup. So another clue, it does start with L. So you were close, but if Lifebox starts with L, but a common word, if you think about students and teachers, what happens when a teacher helps a student? In the end, that student has verb, something. So hopefully that is also a clue that the name of the startup, this would be word number 2 in the startup, is actually that L word that usually a student, this happens, and the student, you learn box. Philip, you are close, but it is not learn box. But you have the correct word, but that would be the second word in this experience. So I'm going to give one more minute to this. Obviously, we have a number of startups to run through here and questions here. So we might be running out of time for this question 1, but learn has been identified as the second word in this startup's name. So I'm going to give one more minute. You guys are close. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully, but we've identified that it is learn from the word 2. There's one more word that's really important, because that's the one that identifies that there is a unique brand to this. So I'm going to give a few more seconds here, and then we're just going to go ahead and jump into who it is and what startup it is. So a few more seconds here. Last one, last time, and we're going to move on. So just unfortunately, we don't have a winner for this first one, but here we go with Lit Learning.
Hi everyone, my name is Mati Amin, and I'm the founder and CEO of Lit, an online pathway to language proficiency through digital stories. You frequently hear people say, I studied Spanish for 4 years in high school and I cannot speak a word. Over the past year, we worked with more than 165 language teachers to understand this problem better. As a result, we launched Lit to provide comprehensible digital stories within an intuitive, teacher-friendly platform. We have combined the content teachers are looking for with a single-stop platform for delivery, grading, and progress tracking. In our digital stories, high-frequency words and common language functions are repeated, making complete language with context. So even if the listener doesn't speak the target language, he's able to understand the meaning of the story. Our library of digital stories can be filtered for genre, target structure, tenses, performance indicators, and more. And each of our digital story has post-work activities that are customizable, and their progression covers all 4 modalities, from listening comprehension to reading to presentational writing and speaking. Since our beta launch on July 13th, more than 1,000 teachers and 3,000 students have joined our platform, and more than 70,000 activities have been completed so far. The digital language market is a $5.3 billion market, and it's expected to grow to $8.5 billion by the year 2025. My team and I are now building our advisory board, and we'll soon be raising our seed round. So if you're interested, please reach out to me at mati@learnlit.online.
We were close. they go by either LearnLit is their LearnLit .online, or they identify themselves as LitLearn previously. So exciting. We will move on to question number 2. Again, remember that these are criteria is they have pitched at a Founders Live event. Secret number 2 is they've actually been a winner of Founders Live Boston before. So let's go to trivia question number 2. Which startup won Founders Live Boston in January 2021 and is building a decentralized and distributed networking solutions and also contributing to the Cosmos open source community? So this startup, again, they won in Boston, Founders Live Boston in January 2021, so about a year ago. And they pitched really about really building this distributed networking solutions. Very interesting, and not sure if trying to figure out a couple other clues here, but they, if you remember or you attended that event, what startup from Boston is building out a distributed, decentralized and distributed networking solution? Any idea? I know it's not that descriptive. It's a tough one, I would say, but wondering if there's any thoughts, any guesses. I can even give a clue that it starts with an E. So this startup, they won in January 2021. The startup starts with an E. Again, it's also led by a male founder, or that was who pitched. Let's see, what else can I share with you to see if people will get it. They are now starting to really build out Web.3 services. They, with this name starting with an E, it kind of sounds like an exit. And you would think like, oh, are they helping companies exit? But that's not necessarily the case. It's something that is a bit more technical around the decentralized and distributed software solution. So any guesses here? Wondering if there's any guesses out there. I'm not seeing a lot of activity in the comments. Any guesses? Does not own up. The startup it begins with E. So it begins with E. It almost sounds like exit, but that's not the case. They pitched a year ago and won, and so they were entered into the Founders Live Primetime qualification and voting system to see who would go on into our Founders Live Primetime competition that happens once a year at the end of the year. Not sure. We're not getting any guesses here, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play the video here. We're going to move on, and we're going to see who this is and who won in January 2021.
What up, Founders Live? I'm fired up. I don't know if you guys know, but GameStop was stopped trading today on the centralized trading platform Robinhood, and they're screwing over you and I to profiteer their billionaires and their hedge funds. And centralized companies are not only doing this in the financial markets, they're doing this in every industry. And industries are going to have to be on watch because the centralized systems are coming at their heels. In VPN, this is the same problem. You probably know of NordVPN or ExpressVPN, and these centralized VPN companies say that they're not logging user data, and they are logging your data, and NordVPN was hacked in 2019, and it's proven. There's significant challenges with the one company we're trusting to use our private data online that are taking advantage of our trust. This entire system is flipped on its head in a decentralized network. Sentinel is a peer-to-peer distributed bandwidth marketplace. What does that mean? That means that if you have excess bandwidth at your home, you can offer this bandwidth as a non-fungible asset to the network and receive passive income for using this, offering the bandwidth to the network. Or you can be an individual that wants to route your traffic through someone else's IP address in a decentralized system and be able to obfuscate and have truly private data online. Exidio, the company that I work for and I'm the CEO of, is the software development company building on the Sentinel network. So if you're a software company that already exists as a VPN company, you want to transition to decentralized VPN, or you already have a product, and you have users that you want to plug in to offer them privacy online, you can hire Exidio and we'll build in your front-end application. But we're not theoretical. We're a real business that already has significant users. We put out our first desktop application in 2018, and in 2019 we put out our first mobile application. And it was July of last year that we completely overhauled the application based on user feedback. And we have over 100,000 downloads just on the Google Play Store.
Yeah, Exidio. That was the answer, Exidio. The problem, unfortunately, we're not fast enough. And, this was a tough one, obviously. This was not an easy one. And, these are difficult, especially if maybe you weren't a part of the Founders Live event before this time. But Exidio, yep, they won in January 2021, so roughly a year ago. So we're excited to have them. All right, we are on to question number 3. What is the name of the startup helping new parents feed their children in a more healthy way through coaching and education services? So this startup actually is the latest or the most recent winner. Not only did this startup go on to win Founders Live Boston, but went on and participated in our Founders Live North America primetime event that took place in October. Was one of the 5 presenters representing North America. And this is a startup that is really focusing on helping mothers and feed their children and learn how to be more healthy in how they are, the wellness and health of actually feeding. Obviously, challenges there, and we want to make sure that parents and mothers specifically are getting that education and coaching that helps them through that. So this startup is led by a female. She did a great job in her pitch, not only in Founders Live Boston, but also, and I believe that was in April. So actually, I'm wrong, and it's not the most recent winner, but it is one of the winners from 2021, April, and she went on to participate in our primetime event. So it is a big clue here. I'm not seeing a lot of answers at this point, guesses. A big clue is it starts with N and it rhymes with nature, but it's not nature. So that's a pretty dang big clue. She did a great job of her pitch. There is a kind of a SaaS platform that really mothers can access to learn more and be educated on the experience of natural, if that's not the word, feeding of their children. Is there any guesses at all here? I know we might be kind of striking out on this, but these are Founders Live Boston startups that have won, everyone. We're celebrating them. So any guesses at this point? It rhymes with nature, but it is not nature. You would choose one letter of that name, and there's actually kind of a combo name here, so it's 2 words kind of smashed into one. But that first word of that would rhyme with nature. Any guesses whatsoever, everyone? Any guesses whatsoever? I'm not seeing much activity there. Oh, geez. All right. I'm going to give one more minute here. I'm going to give a little more time to this question. Who is providing coaching and education services for new mothers? Oh, so close. Come on, everyone. I'm not seeing much activity. So we are going to hear from this pitch. Oh, no. So we have a nope. Ooh, Philip. What's the second word? You are onto it. You are onto it. We got nurture. So Philip and Daryl are onto it. There is a second word associated with that startup. We are close, everyone. I'm going to give one more minute to think about what is it. Um, I would assume if you search that word plus Boston, you might trip up on that startup. So let's take 1 minute here. I want to have people win here. But you have, this is the first word, everyone. That is the first word. Or actually, nurture there. That is the first word. We are getting closer. This is a service for new mothers, a female founder, did well. She won. We went on to Time North America event. We are getting close. I'm going to give one more minute. So close, so close. All right, oh man, one more minute. We're close. We're going to play the video and hear from Nurture Talk.
My name is Emily Sylvester, mom of 3 and founder of Nurture Talk. Today, we receive more help when we buy a new phone than when we give birth. Because of this, 60% of moms don't feed the babies they want to, the way they want to, and 71% more babies die in the US as compared to other developed countries. Just imagine leaving the Apple store not knowing how to charge your new phone, Googled answers for hours, and spent 4 days on hold only to be told, we don't work with your type of problem. This is exactly what happens to new parents feeding babies. Wait, not exactly. Let's add on a screaming child and complete mental and physical exhaustion. Nurture Talk is the first ever real-time clinical service connecting new parents to one-on-one coaching with dietitians who are lactation consultants using unlimited messaging and photo sharing. We provide comfort and solutions even at 2 a.m. Our low-cost subscription plan is evidence-based and scalable. We hold low staffing costs with our tailored messaging, and we achieve greater customer lifetime value with our experience with all baby feeding. As an experienced feeding expert myself, I have minimized investment risk with a grant-funded clinical trial and support from industry leaders. I'm seeking funding to scale and dominate the infant feeding space with a B2B and B2C model that can grow to $4 million in revenue, 50,000 total users with 13 clinical staff in 24 months.
Oh, Nurture Talk. We were so close. So close. Emily did such a great job there. And when you look at, nurture health, Phil, you're so close. Daryl, you're getting there. But of course, it was Nurture Talk. You can find their website right there in the chat. Check it out and all that. So, all right. All right. So, question 4. We are on to question 4. Which startup, Boston winner, which startup is automating the entire event planning experience? And this startup actually won the Founders Live Boston event just last year in the summer, in 2021. Which startup are we seeing here for this question number 4? They're automating in the event planning industry. They've found a challenge and a problem they're solving around automating a lot of how to execute especially a larger event. Like they really work with larger organizations, probably not even a Founders Live event. It's definitely a lot bigger in terms of the event planning industry. There's a lot of tough challenges there, and they're building out an automated system for this. Okay, they won in July of 2021, and in just a little bit of an update here, they have shifted a bit of brand name, and it begins with the same letter. Well, actually, kind of, but this one that we're looking for, we could take 2 different names because they're now forward to a different name of a website, and they've rebranded. But they provide a event experience. They automate it. They do a lot of great things. You can find events on their page, either virtual events or in person. So not only can you use their service to automate, but you can also find events for indexing events. In the localized in your city. In the event planning, we will take either the previous name that started with an R, or we'll take the new name that almost has the word event in it, but it doesn't, like, there's a couple more letters in there. So any guesses on what startup is working in the event planning space? You can find events on their webpage. You can use their system to manage events. You can get visibility into shipments and deliveries for your event that you're planning. You can, really personalize your outreach and invitations to your attendees. There is a lot here, and not seeing any guesses. I know these are difficult stuff. So I'm going to give one more minute. They actually have, Hopin, looking at that here. Hopin is not correct. Definitely a guess. They're a big player in the event industry. Actually, Hopin is a UK company. They've come out of the UK. So that's not correct, but you're in the direction of it. The name of the startup here is either starting with R or it's starting with E. What we're gonna see as we play this video is it does start with an R, but their website, their brand name, it looks like they've taken on another brand name. So we can take either one of them. But we are going to we have one more minute. We have one more minute. There is an elephant in their logo. That might be a clue. They actually have an elephant that is a part of their branding and logo. For anyone thinking this, I'm going to give 30 more seconds here. We're getting close to finding out who it is. Any clue there? Oh, these are tough. These are tough. Oh, no. That is in the direction, but it's not at event time. Not event time. Close. Close. So what we're gonna do is find out who it is, and then after the video we'll bring up at least I'll share the new name of it. No, unfortunately, it's not Hopin. We've already got that question as well. It's not Hopin, but here's who it is.
We're Re-Elevate, event experiences that engage. And many of you have tried to plan events, and we focus on events that are under 100 people for corporations. And when you try to do that, it's challenging with multiple vendors. Communications and phone or email, validation and trust is usually non-existent, and then transparency, where are things? It's always hard to know. But 12% of B2B budgets are focused on actually planning and organizing events, and 82% of those marketers believe that attendee engagement is the most important KPI. And so our opportunity is that we're going to create a platform that scales your event workflow, where we improve the quality and engagement of your events while reducing time spent planning the events and increasing engagement, which leads to better results. So our solution is a technology platform, a marketplace that automates the full cycle of event planning for micro events. We have over 150 events today where you can go and book them instantly. You can then personalize the event. You can then manage the event, so you can see the invites, the shipments. You can see all of the different components, and then you get the data back if people like the event, so we can tie ourselves to the ROI, whether it's a client engagement event or an internal event where they want to measure employee satisfaction. Our current traction, we've done almost 100 events in July. HubSpot, Microsoft, RSM have all done almost 10 events. And right now we're at a $1.5 million run rate, looking to be around 9 million by the end of the year. And what our ask is we're looking to raise between 2 and 2.5 million. We've raised 1.5 of our seed round to date, which is led by Lightbank, but looking to finalize that over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, it was. We Elevate was the previous brand name from last summer, and it looks like they've shifted to a new brand name of Elevent as well. You can see that on their website. Oh man, bookelevent.com. Yeah, we were close on that one. We were close. That was definitely a difficult one as well. So, all right. We are at question number 5, the fifth and final startup here. That we have a trivia question. Let's see if we can get this one. I am not sure. These are all difficult. I mean, they're not big brand names that everyone knows about. So, question number 5. Name the Boston startup which won in Boston, participated in the Founders Live Primetime in 2020, and is a digital health and wellness app helping mothers with safer childbirth experience. This is obviously in the same direction and kind of the same area as Nurture Talk, but this is focused on the mother's experience even before they're feeding their growing child. They are focused on wellness, digital health for for women and specifically mothers. So the name of this startup has a pronoun in their name of the startup. There is a female pronoun in that name of the startup. Okay, maybe that could be a clue, but it's again a combination name, 2 words. The second word of this startup is that female pronoun. So think about that when you are making a guess. So typically when women are identifying as they are in terms of cis woman, they are using this word. It starts with an S. And you can guess that. That will be the second part of the name in this startup company. So we got guesses here. Any guesses? They won Founders Live Boston in late 2020, and then participated in our this is our first Founders Live Primetime experience, which was our North America event. They represented Boston, and unfortunately didn't go on and win, but they participated, did a great job. And if there's any thoughts, questions here on that, it is, again, part of the name is those pronouns, and wondering if you are getting any clue on that. Not seeing any guesses here, and we don't have a lot of time left in this segment of the experience, so that might have been a clue, that last word I said. So I've actually put together 2 of the words, but not sure we're going to be able to put them together. So we are going to find out who it is. And
so I'm Shannon Field, founder and CEO of Sochi. Think so she can thrive. I'm a product manager turned general manager and a 20-year veteran of Silicon Valley. I'm also a mom of 3. Maternal health is a $100 billion market in the US that's been called a public health crisis. Did you know that the US has the highest maternal death rate in the developed world? We're actually number 55 in outcomes and number 1 in spend. And the fastest path to impact is to inform and empower new moms. Sochi is a digital health and wellness membership, including evidence-based content, 2.0 tools, chat and AI, and human support, including online groups, telehealth, and eventually in-person support. Given COVID, we're doubling down on online classes and virtual support. Our outcomes data will set us apart, including fewer unnecessary C-sections, which is worth billions in savings to payers, less postpartum depression, and Sochi can literally save lives. This is a $1 billion revenue opportunity, and we're starting direct consumer because it's a faster go-to-market, but soon we'll add payer coverage. Our V1 birth prep app launched to rave reviews, and in the past 4 months, we've crossed the 1,000 beta user threshold with a near 0 CAC, demonstrated top quartile user engagement, secured $350K in funding, discussed a paid pilot with one of the largest health plans in the US, validated our product roadmap, and hired amazing talent. So if you have feedback, connections, or want to learn more, feel free to email me at shannon@sociapp.com.
Oh, Soshi, we were close. That's the website right there. We were close. Daryl just not doing enough. That was difficult. Sorry, everyone. That was difficult questions, difficult trivia. What we did is we just highlighted a number of winners from past Founders Live Boston events. Did the trivia. Hopefully, we had a good time on this. And what I want to do is we're going to close up here, and we're going to open up. We'll open up a space. Hey, if you want to jump on and just kind of hang out, say hi. It's Kumo space, which is I'll come back to all that in a second. But Kumo space is really a cool kind of geospatial area where you can join in. You're on your camera if you want. If you just want to be on audio, we can chat and hang out. I'll open that for a while. I'll be there if you want to join in. Hopefully, some other people here watching are joining in. But we're going to open up a little bit of a hangout and happy hour area. So I want to share just a thank you. I know that this was not a normal Founders Live event, especially for Boston. Hey, we're making it through this pandemic, and we're also making it through this time. This is really a call out. We need your help to save Founders Live Boston. I'm not going to be able to run these events, especially when they come back in person. We need leadership. We need new leadership there in Boston. So if you are interested in joining the team, there again is the link. Expand.Founders Live, that goes right into our system. We will reach out and talk with you. There is a great community here. We are not alone. We're just looking for someone to be able to take the leadership, work with us and our internal team, be a part of our city leaders around the world, and be a leader in the city of Boston. I know that they're out there. You're out there. There's someone out there to do that. So thank you all so much. Thank you for hanging out. Again, we're making it happen, getting through this end of the pandemic. We'll get back into in-person events so soon. Thank you to the guests and sponsors. And again, Kumo Space. So the link again right here in that chat. Hopefully you can click that. Let me know in the comments if you can't click that. But Kumo Space is that is the link. We'll open that up. Let's go in there right now. So we'll be done here in just a minute on this segment of the event. But if you want to talk and hang out, I'm going to be in there and open that up. All you do is, you know the drill, turn on the camera, you go hang out. There's a room. There's actually going to be a few options of rooms. You'll see at the bottom there, it's going to say how many people are in the room. Obviously, join the room that has people in there because there's probably going to be a few rooms and you might see some that no one's in there. So join that, click that link. I'll be in there in just a few minutes. So thank you all so much. With Founders Live Boston, let's get it. Let's save Founders Live Boston and let's get it back going. It's an exciting opportunity, and we're ready to put a new leadership team in place and carry the torch that AJ and Andy did such a great job of leading. So thank you all so much, and we'll see you soon. All right, everyone. Thank you.